Now that we are familiar with Kotlin and its qualities, it's time to choose an IDE to start using this powerful programming language. But what is an IDE and why do we need something like that? IDE, otherwise known as Integration Development Environment, is a software program that combines common developer tools into a single place and helps developers to write, run, and debug codes with less effort. IDEs speed up the development process by offering many features like syntax highlighting that changes keywords and words into different colors, and autocode completion which provides suggestions to help developers to write codes faster with less mistakes. Depending on what programming language we use, there are different IDEs available for us. For example, some of choices for Kotlin developers are IntelliJ IDEA, Eclipse, NetBeans, VS Code, and Atom. IntelliJ IDEA is developed by JetBrains, the owner of Kotlin, and because of its capabilities and popularity among the Java and Kotlin developers, in this tutorial series we use it. But before downloading and installing an IDE, we must install a program called JDK to make us capable to write and run Kotlin-based programs. Let me explain it a little more. Kotlin compiler converts all Kotlin codes to Java bytecodes, and because by default computers cannot understand these Java bytecodes, they need to install Java Runtime Environment or JRE, which composed of a variety of libraries, tools, and a special program called Java Virtual Machine or JVM, which its role is to translate Java bytecodes into an understandable language for machines. And what about JDK? JDK, which stands for Java Development Kit, contains JRE, some tools and libraries that are necessary for developing and testing Java and Kotlin-based applications. So, the first step for Java and Kotlin developers is to install JDK on their machines. Let's do it. To install JDK on the Mac operating system, open your web browser and search Download JDK. Click on this link from oracle.com, and once it's opened, scroll down a little and in this section click the macOS tab. Depending on your machine's processor model, you must either download ARM64 or x64 versions. If your machine is using an Apple Silicon, you must download ARM64. Otherwise, you must download the x64 version. In case you don't know your machine's processor model, at the top left corner, click on the Apple icon and open About this Mac. In the opened window, while the Overview tab is selected, here you can find your machine's processor model. As you can see, my MacBook has an Apple M1 Pro, so I download the ARM64 DMG installer version. The process of installation is similar to other programs. Just open it and complete the steps. Now that we've installed JDK, it's time to install the IntelliJ IDEA. So in your web browser, search Download IntelliJ IDEA. Click this link from jetbrains.com. When it's opened, make sure the macOS tab is selected. Under the community version, by clicking on this arrow, click the compatible version with your machine's processor. Because my laptop's using an Apple Silicon, I'll download the Apple Silicon version. When downloading is finished, the only thing you need to do is to open the installer file and drag the IntelliJ IDEA into the application folder. Now, by opening the IntelliJ IDEA for the first time, the OS shows this warning. Just click the Open button. Here, IntelliJ IDEA asks about data sharing to help JetBrains to improve their products. I like to help them, so I'll click the Send Anonymous Statistic button. Of course, you can choose the Don't Send button if you don't like them to collect your data. Then click the OK button to open the Welcome window. In this window, under the Projects tab, you can create a new project or open an existing one. By selecting the Customize tab, you can change some of the visual aspects of your IDE. For example, you can change its theme to IntelliJ Light, macOS Light, Darkula, or High Contrast. I personally prefer the Darkula theme, so I left it as a default. But if you want to have more options to customize your IDE, on the top left corner, click on the IntelliJ IDEA, then open Preferences. Here under the Editor tab, there are many options to allow you to customize your IDE as you like. For example, to increase the font size, I select the Font tab and here I change it to 18. And I change the line height to 1.6 and then click OK. In the Plugins tab, you can download and manage plugins. Plugins are like small applications. By installing them, they add new functionalities to your IDE. And in the Learn IntelliJ IDEA tab, if you like, you can click the Start Learning button to learn more about shortcuts and some of features of the IntelliJ IDEA. In the next video, you'll get more familiar with IntelliJ IDEA by creating a new project and inspecting different parts of it. Please hit the subscribe and bell button so you'll be notified for every new video release. Also, please don't forget to like this video or send me your comments if you need further help.